BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
It is time for the weekend, and I trust you've all had an enjoyable and safe week so far, and will have an even better weekend. Thanks for taking the time to tune into another video here on DJ's Aviation. Today's focus shifts to a regular airline on the channel, that being of Hong Kong-based Cathay Pacific, who recently reported their upcoming forecast, which sadly is far from favourable for annual results. There are gradual improvements for the carrier expected, but ultimately still are not enough. So let's get right into it. Cathay Pacific, they're a carrier that's struggled heavily with the pandemic. While many airlines at this point are beginning to establish their network once again and reap the rewards of growing passenger rates, Cathay is continuing to sit at record lows, with them in the month of October only carrying 10% of pre-pandemic passenger levels. This equated to a 97.2% decline in passenger numbers compared to that of the same period of 2019. Cathay Pacific experienced a better September, however this was mainly driven due to students travelling out of Hong Kong to the likes of Europe. Given the school year has commenced and therefore people are no longer entering into school, Cathay does not have that source of business anymore coming to them. This was what they noted as being robust, and the Chief Customer and Commercial Officer, Ronald Lam, said that they therefore saw passengers carried drop further off in October. There is an area of the business though that is seeing a massive improvement, and that's the airline's cargo sector, which reported strong results once again. However, for their passenger operations, there are very few things to be excited about. While second half earnings have improved, Cathay has still warned that their full year loss will be, and I quote, quite substantial. This was never going to come as a shock, but the exact specifics on numbers will be fascinating to see when it is eventually revealed to us. For Cathay Pacific, their cost-cutting measures are beginning to work to a certain extent. However, this is still with passenger services being incredibly bleak, so they can cut the costs all they want, but if the demands are not there, it can only go on so long. In a press release, the Chief Customer and Commercial Officer further added that travel and operational restrictions continue to impact our ability to mount flights significantly, and we are still facing many challenges to both our passenger and our cargo business as the pandemic situation in different parts of the world continues to evolve. Cathay Pacific continues to rely on its short-haul operations, which have actually been robust, and that is nothing like their international network, which, as of now, you can forget being at the same capacity as what we have previously known. The reopening of Australian borders, somewhat allowing citizens to come and go, has meant that the carrier has experienced some additional boosts in booking and is able to restart services to the country to a certain extent. However, by no means is this quarter of Australian market reopening going to be enough for them as an airline to change their fortunes. Things need to change, but for the most part, they're actually totally out of Cathay's control, being rather sad that they are actually relying on restrictions being lifted by governments to simply allow them to get where they need to be. It's an uphill battle. Cathay have already noted many times that they've been at risk, and they're going to need all the support that they can get. Hopefully all the cost-cutting measures that are being implemented will see them reap the benefits in the future, or at the very least take down those annual losses. But if you have any thoughts on the airline, you can let me know down in the comment section below. I hope you do enjoy the regular updates with the airline, although they're not always the most amazing. It's the sad reality of the current aviation industry. While one airline can be thriving within the United States, all we need to do is travel to the other side of the world and another major airline is struggling. Thanks very much for watching. Do take care and be safe, and I'll see you next time.